morning. It is about 7:30 a.m. here, June 11th, and welcome. Sunny outside today. What's going on? Well, first of all, last night I decided to turn my phone off again. I had not been doing that. Instead, I was leaving it on all night and talking with my girlfriend, leaving the call on, and I have not been sleeping well at all. So I had to tell her last night, I'm sorry, babe. I need to turn the phone off. I'm not sleeping. And I did. I said goodnight and we didn't make a call and I instead turned my phone off. It's still off. So I'm trying to do that off the grid thing I talked about because it's for my own goods, for my own health. So that's one thing I'm trying to reestablish. I'm irritable, restless, and discontent today. I can feel I'm very, there's an underlying anger. I can feel that's very okay to be there. It's normal that it's there. Um, Considering all the things I've been through and stuff that's happened in my life, relationships that have been severed and damaged, and things of that nature, of course, it's normal that I would have anger right now. And so I accept the anger. I'm going to try to dialogue with those angry parts today and ask them if they like their jobs. If they don't, what's something else they prefer to do? And if they can bring some of my exiles back across the fence um, and integrate those into my psyche so we can become whole and heal from this shame. So that's a task. I'm going to task myself with that, give myself that today to work on. The other thing I want to talk about is there's I talked to my therapist last night. We had a really good call, good session, and we talked about trauma bonding. And if you're not familiar with this, I'm not going to go into great detail or post any photos, videos, or any snippets like that. I'm just going to talk today about it because I'm not in the mood to post anything else, to be honest. Trauma bonding is an unhealthy relationship that you form with an abuser in your life. And that might be with a parent, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whoever. It could be anybody. For me, somewhere along the way, even when I was a kid, I formed an anxious attachment style with my mother, and that was encouraged. That was not encouraged. There was some, according to her, there was some female, and this makes me angry at women. I put it on women. There was some woman counselor or somebody who told her to cut me off when I was a kid because I was too clingy, too needy. Well, that didn't work for me. It might have, but all I did was when I detached from mom, she kind of got a little bit, pushed me away and got a little cold towards me because somebody told her, some fucking idiot who didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, said, push him away. But what that came across as be a little neglectful with him. So because he's too clingy, see, this is where I start to rehash that stuff because I am angry about it. I'm angry about it because I didn't get that proper loving relationship there that should have happened because some idiot woman, bitch, said, push him away. I don't know who that was, but I really want to sit down with that person, have a nice long talk in a private room with them. So that makes me very angry. Yes, there's a lot of anger still in here. You can see it. I am angry. And that's okay. I should be angry about that advice given and the fact that because I was a vulnerable child, I was cut off. No, it's not acceptable. Can't be. So there was a little ant that walked across the camera there. That's what that big blob was that you saw earlier. Not a ghost, not a demon. Don't worry. It'd be easy to assume that. They're not coming to get me. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this trauma bonding because for me, the goal is going to be how to break the trauma bond. There's still that exists with my mom, and how do we break it? The only way to really form a trauma bond, from what I understand, is if you're an empath or needy or codependent and the other person has a different type of personality. Let's just say it like that, okay? If you have one personality like empath and the parent parental figure has another type of personality. And that is the case for me and my mom. We're two completely different people. We're very similar, but at the same time we're very different in our attachment style. And so that's how that evolved. That's how that developed. Now I still have the trauma bond with her. And I'm going to work with my therapist to try to break that trauma bond. Whatever that takes, we're going to have to work together to break that bond because it's damaging to me and it's unhealthy. And for me to grow and become a whole person, I'm going to have to work on breaking that bond. It's not an easy thing to do because it's with your mom. It's a bond with your mother. And it became an unhealthy bond that we formed. I've asked her multiple times, please, I want to redevelop our relationship in a healthy way. This is not working for me and I'm suffering. I'm hurting. Can we please work together? I said those things. I didn't say some nice things either. Not super bad. I didn't go nuclear scorched earth, but I was pretty open and direct, and she shut down. Now she's not talking to me because I was direct and I asked her, "Can we form a new relationship?" Well, that's not something she's interested in doing apparently, because she shut down, no reply. So that makes me frustrated, of course, and that tells me she doesn't know how to handle that stuff. And when I say these things, this is for me. I'm not trying to, this is going to probably be perceived as, oh, you're attacking her and blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm just talking openly here. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm just talking because this is hurting me. And I can't ignore it and I'm not going to deny it. Okay. If I need to talk about something, I'm going to talk about it because I was never able to talk about it as a kid. I've got to talk about it now. This is therapy for me. This is helping me. It's not making other people feel very good or happy. And they're resisting this because I'm trying to heal. But, there's something else I think I need to mention too. I feel, and I could be wrong, I may be labeled as a narcissist by other individuals. If that's true, I want you to ask yourself this question. Was I born a narcissist or did I learn it? If I'm a narcissist, who taught me or raised me to be a narcissist? Ask yourself that question. So if you're calling me a narcissist, you must be a narcissist. So this is very, very important to bear in mind because if I'm called that, then the only way I could have become that, unless I was born with it, which doesn't happen, I had to learn to be narcissistic. So before you label me a narcissist, if I'm a narcissist, then any siblings and any parent who's claiming that is also 90% going to be a narcissist as well. So something to think about, something to bear in mind. Um, I'm not going to be labeled something and then say that's my fault when actually I was taught to be like that. If that's what people are saying, this is all conjecture, it's all assumption. I know stuff gets said behind people's backs and things like that. So, but they say they don't talk about people behind their backs, but it does happen actually. So I'm sitting here with a lot of anger, but with a solution, with a desire to break the trauma bond, to break the anxious attachment style, and to move forward in a healthy way. So I don't know what else to say today. Going off the grid until I complete my meditation. and then I'll turn the phone on after that. And then I am going to meditate, eat breakfast, meditate, and go from there. But that's all I've got today. Until next time, all the best.